Hey class, what's up? We've transitioned now. Up to this point, we've really been at the farm looking at soils. The first video, we were on campus here at Plumas Hall and walked around the campus to talk about geomorphology. But the last few, we've been looking at soils, soil samples, kind of in the raw. Now we're going to transition and go back inside and do some laboratory measurements about particle density, bulk density, look at some diversity of aggregate shapes and sizes, and stages of soil development from young sandy soils through really clay-rich soils that almost look like stone or rock once again. Let's go inside and enjoy. Here we are, Plumas 333, lab space, straight out of the 60s. Kind of classic chemistry style lab with gas jets and vacuum and all that kind of stuff. Here's where we're going to work tonight. Here's how we'd be working if we would have had class together in a regular face-to-face, but in some ways I prefer this much more that we don't even have to come in here. It's not that fun to work in here, actually. Let's check out what we got, Irv. Here's just an array of different samples that we've collected over the last handful of years in different adventures around Chico and actually across the state. Right here we have the pit that we've been talking about up to this point. We have the surface through subsoil of what we've been calling the Holocene pit. Here we go. We've got some other various things of different colors, reds, light colors, chandy materials, weird round things that look like yogurt covered raisins, things with sand and obvious young development, and a few others. So what we're going to work on is we're going to use some basic equipment here. We're going to use some beakers. We've got a hot bath here with some paraffin wax, some string, and with those things we're going to be able to show you some basic, really important ideas about porosity, particle density, and bulk density through some pretty traditional methods. So let's get to it. All right, so here we are. We're in Plumas 333. We have an array of kind of irregular samples, and then we have samples that represent a couple of profiles really from in the field. The soils that we collected that we've been looking at the farm, we've been calling that the Holocene pit, the surface through the depth, and here's some interesting samples from up the hill around Forest Ranch. A surface soil, a subsoil, weathered bedrock, and a representation of the andesitic bedrock. What we're going to talk about today in this lab in general are bulk density, particle density, porosity, and structure. And we should be able to get pretty good footing across all of those topics just from these samples that we have here. A bunch of irregular and unique ones with weird staining and different features, and then being able to think about these two sets of samples systematically. We'll be measuring bulk density on each one of these and thinking about them on each of these samples to show you how those features change with depth related to those forming factors that we talked about and flux of material and the accumulation of material in the subsoil.